as a local member representing tens of thousands of your constituents, are you asking just to know whether this monitoring is going on in the electorate of Fowler? Should you know where these ISIS brides are being resettled or returning and
yes,
monitored?
I want to be assured. I want to be assured that they're monitored. I want to be assured that they will be held accountable because, I mean, you know, I know people, it becomes very emotional and we have to be compassionate, absolutely, but these families chose to go and accompany their husbands, my understanding, to fight, you know, during the ISIS, the whole crisis over there. And so we need to be assured that when they come back, they have not been indoctrinated. If you ask my community of the Assyrians, the Chaldeans and those who've been impacted, even the minority Muslims in our community, they would argue differently, that once you have been exposed to the ISIS dogma, you can't, you know, it'll always be there. So therefore, we Australians will think it's okay to rehabilitate them. How do we, you know, how are we so sure that's going to be?
Yeah, Gordon.
And the road to hell is always paved with good intentions.
Sorry, can I just make a comment there?
Oh, please, yes, please do. And I just wanted to, with your comments as well, Gordon, before you do, please do. But can you also respond to whether some of Dai's requests there are pretty reasonable in your view?
Well, look, I was going to go to what Dai actually asked in question time yesterday with regards to those people over in the Middle East, and Dai was using the phrase "settled" back in Australia, and I think Tony Burke gave quite a very clear and concise answer with regards to that, and that is that the government is not resettling these people back in Australia, and there's no repatriations. That's been made clear by both the Minister for Home Affairs and also to the Prime Minister, I might add. And can I just say that I have absolute faith in our national intelligence community. I have absolute faith in our law enforcement community in order to keep our Australian community safe.
Sure, I get that, but we seem to be speaking in code here. So if it's not resettlement or repatriation, what are we doing? And aren't Dai's requests on behalf of her community reasonable? Hang on, just let me get to Gordon and then Dai will come back to you.
Well, look, Dai's entitled to ask the questions that she asks, whether it be here or in the time during question time, and she was able to ask those questions of the Home Affairs Minister, and you know he gave a very, very comprehensive answer with regards to this. You know, these people have made a terrible decision in order to support this absolutely horrific terrorist organisation. But we are not resettling or repatriating these people. If they find themselves coming back here on their own volition, I have absolute faith that the national intelligence community, the law enforcement agencies, our intelligence and security agencies will keep Australians safe.
I have absolute faith in our intelligence community as well, and I do not doubt their professionalism, their execution in terms of what they are doing to ensure that we're protected. But I think we don't know a person really. We really are not very. We are relying on that they will not, in the future, do anything and that they have completely been rehabilitated. Now, going to Gordon's point about no settlement of this group here in Australia. Now, the question was put to the Prime Minister and the Prime Minister gave it to the Home Affairs Minister to answer my question. There was... Now,
appropriately.
The Home Affairs Minister, his role is to ensure that, especially in high security, high sensitive cases like this, he has visibility of who's coming and going. He has visibility. So I think it's splitting here about, there's no resettlement or no assistance. I mean, they're travelling in...
But I think in this regard, words are important. Words are very important when we talk about resettlement, when we talk about
but there seems to be a level of obfuscation here, Gordon. Do you accept that? So when you...
No, I don't.
Well,
I don't
there's
agree with that,
very careful language, not wanting to give detail, things, you know, well, it's, you know, operational security, all that kind of thing. It doesn't instill faith in the community, and I think it raises a level of anxiety.
No, look, I think, you know, And I keep reiterating the same line that I have faith in our intelligence agencies because I do. Because the work that they do keeps Australians safe. Words are important. You know, we are members of Parliament. We are senators in the Australian Parliament. Words are important. And the words that were used by Tony Burke, who was also mentioning phrases used by the Prime Minister of Australia, are satisfactory to answer Dai Lee's question at the time. But the people of Fowler, the people of Robertson, the people right across Australia should have faith that the National Intelligence Community, the Australian Federal Police, Border Force, all of those agencies are working night and day to keep Australians safe.
Look, you know, the repatriation... Anyway, I don't know if we have enough time for this, Laura, but I respect, obviously, Gordon's views in terms of the repatriation, but absolutely there's no repatriation, but, you know, who's responsible, you know, checking them to come back to Australia.
It is a good point. Sorry to wrap you up there, Di. We've got breaking news out of Sydney. Di, Gordon, always a pleasure. We'll see you soon.